What was once on the top of the gaming scene with massive player counts, successful release after successful release, famous maps, famous guns, and famous names we will never forget, Call of Duty has slowly turned into something that is hated and not fun for the casual gamer or the long-term gamer. With a depleting player count, one horrible release followed by a decently good release, but already soured by the previous, Call of Duty sits at a scary and downright sad spot. Yo, what's good YouTube? In today's video, we're looking at the current state of Call of Duty, how Call of Duty has kind of taken a downfall over the past few years. So yeah, I hope you guys do enjoy. If you do, leave a like, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace. First, let's talk about what caused Call of Duty's downfall. With the release of Modern Warfare 2019 and later in the near future WarZone, the Call of Duty fanbase was introduced to the most fast-paced, beloved, but also most hated movement in Call of Duty history. Things like snaking, slide canceling, and bunny hopping were all very prominent, and this left some players very angry and other players loving the new skill gap. This created a small divide between casual players and players who spent more time on the game. Some players were very good compared to others. This wasn't a bad issue, I'm just pointing out that this is when the so-called sweats or tryhards became more of a used phrase, and the skill gap between sweats and casuals became much larger. This was also the spark of many people complaining about skill-based matchmaking. People loved the fact that you'd always be matched up with random players no matter the skill level in the old Call of Duties. This was not the case in Modern Warfare 2019, and skill-based matchmaking would match you up with similar competition. Another minor issue was the fact that your lobby didn't travel with you throughout a game. Some of the great aspects of the old game was that person you were trash talking or that person you just become friends with in game chat would then travel with you to that next game, so you could continue either talking trash or just chatting with someone. This allowed for lobbies to feel a lot more special and social. It allowed for a lot more interaction, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but now it is a lot less active in game chat than it was back then. I think this factor definitely has some cause in that. WarZone was also introduced with this game, Modern Warfare 2019, which exploded the Call of Duty fanbase. WarZone was able to reach millions of active players in only a few days of the game's release. Call of Duty had made their second battle royale and it was received amazingly, a lot better than their previous attempt.
Try!
WarZone was huge for Call of Duty's popularity and quickly became its main focus. Cheating also became a bigger problem starting in Modern Warfare 2019 and WarZone, however. Unlocked toolers were getting every item, camo, and operator in the game for absolutely free, and cheating while using things like wall hacks, soft aim, and constant UAVs more than it ever seemed. This remains to be a problem throughout the rest of Call of Duty's existence, so I won't be mentioning it for every coming game, but just know it's there and it's prominent. Overall though, Modern Warfare 2019 is genuinely considered to be a successful Call of Duty title. The next release was Call of Duty Cold War, which didn't have too many problems. It had good guns, good camos, really good sniping, and was overall a good Call of Duty. It was kind of a sleeper in the Call of Duty franchise and was only really big for sniping in the zombies community. The guns from Cold War were also very popular in WarZone, but to me it kind of felt like Cold War came and went very fast. Vanguard was the next release for Call of Duty and was overall not a good release. The movement was basically a little bit of a worse version of Modern Warfare 2019's, and the community was just very tired of seeing another World War II game at the time. However, I will say that for me, the guns for Vanguard were very fun to play during that phase of WarZone. I loved guns like the Blixen, the Owen, the Armaguerra, and the Mark 05. Next up was Call of Duty's worst release in previous time, and possibly their worst release of all time, Modern Warfare 2 2022. This also came with the release of WarZone 2 as well. First of all, the movement was some of the slowest we've ever seen after the movement seen in Modern Warfare 2019, which was very beloved and very fast. The guns also had a lot of visual recoil, and the maps were nothing special at all. The best maps in my opinion being Shipment and Shoot House, which weren't even really Modern Warfare 2 maps, they were just maps brought back from Modern Warfare 2019. And obviously Shipment was a map from COD 4 back in the day, which they have been constantly bringing back. Sniping was also terrible, and overall nobody really liked the game. At first I really enjoyed it, but going back to a game like Modern Warfare 2019 really showed me during that time that the current game we had was just not very good. The UI was terrible, and skill-based matchmaking remained a hot topic. The only good thing coming from Modern Warfare 2 was the camo system. It was a very relaxed camo grind. It made you complete 4 base camo challenges and then a gold camo challenge to unlock 4 camos available to use on any weapon, and then the gold camo for that weapon. So all you had to do was do 4 camo challenges, get gold on every gun, and then you would have majority of the camos in the game doing that for every gun. Then you would have to go back and do the platinum challenges for every gun, and then the polyatomic challenges, I think it was, and then finally I think Orion would just unlock once you did all the polyatomic ones. But the mastery camo grind wasn't very hard at all, and it was nice and relaxing for most people, even though at first some of the guns literally didn't work at all. Like, I'm pretty sure one of the launchers you had to blow certain things up, that it was literally just impossible. And also on that point, another thing was the amount of bugs in Modern Warfare 2, random glitches and stutters. I felt like every time I moved around in the menus or went to change something, I ran into a crazy stutter or my game froze for like 5 seconds. Another positive thing about MW2, however, was the addition of ranked mode, which made many players argue that this makes skill-based matchmaking for regular matches pointless, but ranked was actually very, very good. It was a good system and was actually fun to play, although sometimes you'd go against people who were either a lot better than you or a lot worse, but overall, I think ranked was a really good addition. Last thing about Modern Warfare 2 is the amount of innocent people that got shadow banned for simply being good. During the first few weeks of Warzone 2's release, players were getting shadow banned if they were getting high kills. And I'm not talking like super high kills like 30 or 40 bombs where it might be suspicious that you're cheating if you're constantly getting those games. But I'm talking like a few like 10 kill games over like 5 games. Say you get 5 games and 3 of them you have 10 kills, which isn't very suspicious. That's just a good player can do that maybe on the average. But people were getting shadow banned constantly for this. Also, the only thing Warzone 2 really brought us was a not very good map and 2 Resurgence maps, which aren't very good either, even though Ashika Island I actually really like. Even though people hate on it, I like Ashika Island. But most people prefer Vondel, which I think Vondel is a good map. It's just not amazing. It's not Rebirth Island. At this point, Call of Duty is at its worst state it's ever been at. Its player base was very, very low. Multiplayer was terrible for casuals and long-term players, and Warzone was hated by mostly everyone because of the lack of movement. So now we're at the point where Modern Warfare 3 is finally announced, which was supposed to originally be a DLC or a kind of add-on thing to Modern Warfare 2, because Modern Warfare 2 was supposed to have a 2-year cycle, meaning it was supposed to be out for 2 years before another game would come out. However, Modern Warfare 2 was so bad, and Call of Duty was obviously very aware of this, so they made Modern Warfare 3 its own game, and then dropped it as its own game a year after Modern Warfare 2. So Modern Warfare 3 saw the addition of 36 guns, all the maps from the original Modern Warfare 2 from 2009, the return of slide canceling but not the return of bunny hopping, a slightly revamped perk system, and all of the guns from Modern Warfare 2 you are able to use in Modern Warfare 3. Overall, when the game came out, it felt very rushed, and it looked almost exactly like Modern Warfare 2 did. After the nostalgia of playing the old maps and we were done happily slide canceling around everywhere, people became quickly apparent that MW3 was very rushed and just wasn't very well made. Bugs and stutters were once again a huge problem. Unlocked toolers got all the camos during the beta when we didn't even really know what the camos were supposed to be. And the game was good, but it felt so rushed and unfixed. Multiplayer was actually very good, and it still is at a very good place. It's pretty fun to just get on and casually play multiplayer. However, everyone's taste in Call of Duty is so soured that people aren't really going back to those. And Warzone 3 kind of brought people back with that slide canceling and everything, but it's still not the way it was because Warzone 2 was so bad. Call of Duty continued to not fulfill the wants of the fan base, and now the people are simply not coming back. This is the current state of the game. It's sad. I grew up on Call of Duty, and I would have never imagined it's be at a state where it's at right now. Like, you don't hear your average gamer talking about getting the new Call of Duty anymore, when that used to be the biggest thing of the new Call of Duty's coming out, everyone's going to be playing it. People are mostly playing other games now. And Call of Duty has promised the return of Rebirth Island and Fortune's Keep in 2024 for Warzone 3. But like we've seen before, giving us stuff back that should have never normally been removed or should just go away in history normally doesn't end well. After we get that nostalgia out, it kind of depletes our entertainment. We kind of get bored quickly because we're so used to this stuff, or it's something that should have never been removed. So when we finally give it back, we enjoy it, but it's like, why was this ever removed? So what does Call of Duty need to do to fulfill their player base's wants? Is their reputation already too soured to get people to come back? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys enjoyed this video, consider subscribing or watching another video on screen now. Anyways, it's been time. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.